Hello and welcome to Clearview Television. We are reaching you live from Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. Police deploy 17,500 officers and men to provide security before, during, and after Saturday's local government election in Rivers State. Mixed reactions greet introduction of park and pay policy in Nigeria's Federal Capital Territory. 8 people lose their lives in a shooting in the U.S. city of Indianapolis. And Prudence Okona with the details, these and more stories. As the Federal Capital Territory Administration has concluded arrangements to reintroduce park and pay policy from May 1st, motorists in Abuja have expressed mixed feelings on the policy. Clearview TV's Messi Eke, who went to town to seek the views of some motorists on the newly reintroduced policy, tells us more.
7 years ago, an FCT High Court had, in a ruling, declared the park and pay policy illegal because it was not specifically mentioned in the 2005 FCT Road Transportation Regulations. Clearview TV earlier this week spoke with the Deputy Director for Information, FCT Transportation Secretariat, Ifeanyi Ugwamalu, on why park and pay policy is being reintroduced 7 years after. Ugwamalu said the new policy is better packaged and improved.
This program or this policy is meant to manage traffic in FCT. And I don't think anybody will be against any policy introduced by the administration to manage traffic, to ensure seamless traffic flow in the territory. I don't think anybody is against it. Even the first time the thing came up, I don't think people were opposed to it. What they were opposed was the shortcomings of the operators. The operators were variously accused of many underhand activities then. And that was where the people were actually against, not the pack and pay program or policy.
But the worry is, will the revenue that will be generated from the park and pay policy be put into good use by the FCT? At least in improving infrastructure in the transport sector in the territory? Some motorists interviewed by Clearview Television's crew have varied views.
Well, left to me, I would have said it's a good policy because the country we even look up to, they basically live on taxes. But in our case here, they will collect the money. But I know now that they put the policy in place. Some people are sat in one corner now, ready to siphon the money. I didn't mean they're going to use the money judiciously now. We can say it's a good policy. But for the fact that there are people that are going to invest with the money, that's the problem.
For what I see is that masses, we don't have anywhere to go. We come out from COVID-19 without having any palliative. The road has not been maintaining. No light, no water, no security. So what are you talking about park and pay? Why don't you do security and pay instead of park and pay? I think that is just something that I see they are just putting pressure to with the masses. It's very unfortunate. I don't know why. Maybe masses we have offended these people as we vote them into office. A traffic light is not working. You are telling about park and pay. I'm fully against it.
If I have to pay on a space that is allocated for a specific purpose, okay, fine and good. With that, it will control the menace of indiscriminate parking.
As the reintroduction of the park and pay policy takes off in the FCT on May 1st, 2021, the worry among many is, will it be successfully implemented? Eke Mercy, reporting for Clearview Television.
Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has flagged off the Red Line Rail project, which has the capacity to commute at least 1 million persons daily. During the groundbreaking ceremony for the construction, the governor explained that the 37-kilometer rail mass transit will traverse from Agbado to Marina, noting that it would become operational by the last quarter of 2022. The rail corridor will be constructed in 3 phases The first Agbadoido will be completed in 2 years and will share the track with the Lagos Ibadan Railway modernization project up to Ebutemeta. It will also have a dedicated track from Ebutemeta to Ibo and reduce travel time from about 2.5 hours to just 35 minutes. According to a statement by the Lagos State government, the passenger capacity of the first phase is 500,000 per day. Kogi State government has officially opened the multi-million naira Lokoja mega terminal for operations. Road Transport Operators Union members and other stakeholders in the transport industry were on ground to witness the takeoff. The Commissioner for Transportation, Baron Okoli, who declared it opened alongside the State Security Advisor, said no transporters will be allowed to remain on Natako Abuja highways henceforth.
Leadership of the transport unions commended the decision of the government to make the terminal work after 6 years of its commissioning by the past administration of Idris Ichala Wada. They urged the government to also create enough awareness alongside using the joint task force to achieve the needed support and patronage.
I think the commission today, I think 70% is on my side because those going to the north. And just where my boss say we are law abiding, we want government to help us how to guide the passengers because we don't have the constitutional right to do that. We have less power to that one. The government has the authority and to tell the public where they're supposed to go, and we are also advising the public, even you, the journalists, help us advise the public.
It is a very welcome idea to us because we are patrolling every day because of the people that go to the road and board them, because of the criminals. But if you are here, you are not expecting to board a vehicle here, anything contrary to criminality to arise.
Through the magnanimity of His Excellency Alhaji Yahya Adoza Bello, we are formally declaring this operation beginning from today.
Any person, any vehicle going down south, going to the north, has to come here. And those who are going to Kogi East will have their own park at Ganaja axis.
The takeoff was launched with some vehicles on the parks ready to pick passengers to other neighboring states. Ticketing and reservation officers were also on ground to witness the takeoff exercise.
Yeah.
It is expected that all road users along Lokoja Abuja highways will comply with the strict directive of operations from the mega terminal. The transport terminal, observers say, will go a long way in addressing incessant cases of road accidents in the state.
Dr. Paul Enenche, senior pastor of Dunamis International Gospel Center, Abuja, has commended Governor Yahya Bello of Kogi State for his administration's commitment to impacting positively on the lives of residents in the state through his administration's empowerment program. Pastor Enenche, who is on an evangelical mission to Kogi State, stated this when he took time off to visit Governor Yahya Bello. The was received by the Deputy Governor Edward Onoja, the Secretary to the State Government, Dr. Ayoade Folashade, and other top government functionaries.
During the visit and worship at the Government House Chapel, the clergyman prayed God to bless the governor and members of the cabinet with divine wisdom, foresight, and good health to continue to pilot the affairs of the state.
Upon the leadership of the state, Father, we ask that you will release fear of God, leading in the fear of God, guiding in the fear of God, ruling in the fear of God, in the name of Jesus. Father, we agree that the potentials of Kogi State shall be realized. We agree that the Kogi people shall be great. We agree that righteousness shall flow through this land. That Kogi shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord as the waters cover the seas. In the name of Jesus.
Father, the wisdom to rule, the wisdom to direct, the wisdom to steer the affairs of this state aright. Lord, let it come upon this leadership in the name of Jesus.
Pastor Nietzsche noted that Governor Bello, who is in his second term in office, has impacted positively on the life of the people of the state through his policies and programs. Dr. Nietzsche also commended the governor for giving priority to empowerment of women and youth by giving them the opportunity to serve in sensitive positions in his administration.
Work with a heart for one another, heart for one another, heart for the people, heart for one another. And I believe that as these things are put in place, that the great potential, Kogi is very, very massive in potential. I know that everybody here knows that. But I believe that the early founders of our nation, the Lugard and all that, didn't come here by accident. There are no accidents in God. The paths of the righteous are ordered by the Lord. The Bible says, known unto God are all his works from the foundation of the world. So we believe there is great potential here, which is still being unraveled and being excavated. Our prayer is that the full potential of this state will be realized. Amen. In the name of Jesus Christ.
The clergyman further described Governor Bello as the most gender-sensitive governor in the country and prayed that his staff leadership be replicated at the federal level. Deputy Governor Edward Onoja, Secretary to the State Government Ayuade Folashade, and Commissioner for Environment Victor Omofaye all expressed joy over the visit of the clergyman, describing it as a divine visitation.
In the kingdom, and his presence clearly is a blessing, not just to the Christian community, but the entire Kogi state, including His Excellency. He has prayed fervently for the potentials of Kogi to be maximized, and we believe that God has answered the prayers.
Has prayed for us, and I know great and wonderful things will begin to happen and continue in Kogi State.
We want to appreciate God for our pastor being here today. I mean, it is a sign of a good thing to come to the state.
It's no longer news that the agricultural sector has been affected by the effects of the outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic, which has brought untold hardship to farmers, including women, especially those in the rural communities. To cushion this effect and improve the production of food and its security, the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development in Abuja rolled out the distribution of agricultural inputs and equipment to support these women farmers. Clearview TV's Mercy Eke has the details.
It was indeed a day of speeches and a memorable day for the rural small-scale farmers as they were empowered by the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development. Here, the issue of women emancipation echoed as the Women Affairs Minister, Pauline Talon, made a case that they were at the receiving end of the COVID-19 pandemic. Her counterpart in the Humanitarian and Disaster Management Ministry, Sadia Omar Farouk, also spoke in the same vein.
Unless every ministry addresses gender issues, we will never make any progress.
Yes, that's the
Women are everywhere. The Ministry of Women Affairs is a mother ministry. Can any home function without a woman?
No.
Can any ministry function without a woman?
No.
Can any family or any organization function without a woman?
No.
A woman's place is special. A woman's place is unique. Women are strategic partners in national development.
In this regard, I want to assure the Honorable Ministers of Agriculture and Rural Development and all the beneficiaries of government that my ministry will ensure that our relevant interventions under the National Social Investment Program fully complement this very laudable initiative being launched today.
The Minister of Water Resources, Suleiman Adamu, came up with a promise that as far as his ministry is concerned, women will have a better deal.
I would like to give some comforting news to the women of this country that while Ministry of Agriculture is leading this endeavor today to provide this agricultural equipment as palliatives, the COVID-19 palliatives, you should also know that the Federal Ministry of Water Resources has also stood up to be counted when it comes to gender issues.
The Minister of State for Agriculture and Rural Development, Mustafa Baba, assured the women that agriculture as the oldest occupation in the land, will provide food and wealth for them. He therefore disclosed that arrangements are in top gear for the provision of seedlings for women farmers.
This intervention by the Honourable Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development is a very welcome development, as it is not only timely and warranted, but also in line with the federal government's post-COVID development agenda. And I have no doubt in my mind that it will definitely impact positively on smallholder families by addressing food shortage and lessening the vulnerability of women to the pandemic as well as climate change impacts.
The unveiling of the agricultural inputs and support equipment was carried out by the Honorable Minister of the FCT, Mohammed Bello. Mercy Eke, Clearview Television.
Police authorities have deployed 17,500 officers and men to provide security before, during, and after the local government election in Rivers State. The police public relations officer in the state, Nnamdi Omoni, explained that the personnel would be supported by operatives to be deployed by other security agencies. According to him, the Commissioner of Police in Rivers, Eboka Friday, who is also the chairman Interagency Consultative Forum on Election Security for the poll, has barred highly placed individuals, including politicians, from going to the polling stations with their security aids. Money noted that the police would block all entry and exit points in Rivers State and prevent movement of persons on both land and waterways within the state from Friday night till after the election. It therefore appealed to the people of the state to cooperate with the police, who have a duty to provide a conducive environment for everyone to exercise their right to vote and be voted for in a free, fair, and transparent manner. Earlier, Governor Nyesom Wike urged voters in the state to consider the value of their votes by turning out in large number to vote for credible candidates of their choice. The governor, in a live broadcast, noted that voting to elect political leaders is a matter of duty and in furtherance of the collective interest to deepen democracy and advance effective governance at the grassroots. Governor Wike assured the people that the adequate arrangements have been put in place to ensure a hitch-free exercise.
Let me therefore appeal to all reserve voters to consider the value of their votes and turn out impressively to vote for credible candidates of their choice as a matter of duty and in furtherance of our collective interest to deepen our democracy and advance good and effective governance at the grassroots. Consequently, vehicular and human movements in, within, and out of the state and local government areas is hereby totally restricted from the midnight of Friday, 16th April 2021 to and until the end of polling at 5 p.m. on Saturday, 17th April 2021. The security agencies have clear directives to arrest and deal decisively with any person or group of persons, no matter how highly placed, who attempts to prevent the peaceful and orderly conduct of the election or compromise its integrity in any way.
The head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Dr. Folashade Yemi-Song, has explained while numerous reforms initiated in the service have failed, blaming it on the lackadaisical attitude towards implementation. A statement issued by Abdul Ganiyu Aminu, Director, Press and Public Relations. She said she made the observation while delivering a virtual lecture on public service reform program implementation in Nigeria to participants of Senior Executive Course 43 of the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, Kuru Jos, while noting that Nigeria has, since its independence in 1960, been carrying out various reforms to achieve national development. She said any reform worth implementing should first be subjected to purpose-wide consultation, commitment, and sustainability. According to her, specific factors responsible for the failure of past reforms include poor funding and inadequate provision in MDAs to fund implementation of reforms, lack of skilled manpower, poor communication at planning and implementation stages. Others, she said, are poor or total lack of ownership of reforms by state and poor subnational coordination of reforms. The director and chief Imam Al Bibiya Academy and Islamic Society, Fuad Adeyemi, has appealed to Muslims not to use the Ramadan season to increase the prices of essential commodities. Adeyemi, in an exclusive interview with Clearview TV's Nima Yesa in Abuja, in response to a question on why prices of essential commodities increased during Ramadan, said associated of price increase during the Ramadan should be changed. He urged Muslims not to store excessive foodstuff at home, but consume at a time what they needed.
Many people think Ramadan is a celebration of food. The moment Ramadan comes, you see Muslim, I want to buy rice, I want to buy this. You just want to stock your home with so much food. And there's a simple economic law. The higher the demand, the higher the price. The higher the price, the lower the quantity demanded. So these are simple economic laws that everybody knows. So all what we need to do is to, like I've been saying it in our member in the mosque, don't allow this Shylock to cheat you. You don't need food, much food during Ramadan. In fact, I always tell people, if the amount of money you spend during Ramadan, before Ramadan is 9 naira or 9,009 naira per day, if you spend 10 naira per day, your Ramadan has question mark. It should be reduced no matter what. If the money you now spend per day in Ramadan is higher, then you are already losing the reward of that fasting because it's no more there.
He said the season of Ramadan does not call for idleness.
When you are fasting, you don't think before you are fasting you are frowning face at everybody, or you don't go to office because you are fasting. That is a mistake many of us make. When the Ramadan was institutionalized during the time of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam in 626 AD, there was a war. Some people came, they want to destroy, they want to eliminate the Muslim in Medina. They came during Ramadan and they were fighting in the afternoon, and in the night they will still wake up to worship God. So that your fasting cannot stop you from working. It is when many of us will think, hey, I'm fasting, I can't do it. It's a lie. It means you don't understand the issue of fasting.
Ramadan 2021 began in the evening of Tuesday, 13th April, and will end in the evening of Wednesday, 12th May. You're watching Clearview Television News. More stories to come after this break.
Clearview TV is online.
Hello and welcome to Clearview Television News. We're reaching you live from Nigeria's capital city, Abuja.
But the daily 7 p.m. news is broadcast on DSTV channel 255, MITV, with particular reference to gainful employment for all. You can also link up as you like us on Facebook, Clearview Television, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Clearview TV. Nigeria needs employment generation by governments and all, for many reasons. Some are serious about this, but many others are not. 7 p.m. news on YouTube, Clearview TV every day says it all. Subscribe now.
You're welcome back. Nigerian leaders should learn how to take up responsibility to address the insecurity challenges facing the country. This was the submission of the Chairman Senate Committee on Army, Senator Ali Ndume, in Abuja at the occasion of the Nigerian Union of Journalists Correspondents Chapel Lecture on Insecurity in Nigeria. Ndume said leaders should stop shifting blames, but rather prefer solutions to the security problems across the country. Clearview TV's Niyimara Yesa was at the lecture, now reports.
Profounding solutions to the incessant security challenges across the country was the reason why the men of the pen profession organized the lecture. Benue State Governor Samuel Otom, who spoke via Zoom, said administration of justice is the key solutions to the security challenges facing the country. Otom said if Nigerians have confidence that justice will be served in all situations, they will have confidence in the system.
Assuring the people that this will be defeated and ended. He promised that we can be sure of justice by apprehending and punishing their assailants. We must rebuild places that have been damaged and heal wounds that have been caused.
Chairman Senate Committee on Army, Senator Ali Udome, wants the leaders in their various capacities to take up responsibility. Udome, however, stated that the bulk of the decisions on how to manage security situations of the country stops with the executive.
The governors, the leadership, the legislature are not accounting for what they are doing in this country. Instead, they are confusing us with all these talks and they keep on stealing the human resources. And after 8 years, you hear a governor is a billionaire, you hear a governor is charged to EFCC for mismanaging it in the 10 trillions.
The senator also advised the leaders not to see the security challenges as sectional, but as a monster that may consume the nation if every Nigerian do not come together to address the menace.
The problem the governor was talking about all through the way I listened was Benue. So even if we restore peace in Benue, what happens to the 36 states? What they have here, what they have there in Benue is their crisis with the herdsmen. I wish we even have herds in Borno now. You go around Borno, you not see one cow. Not to talk of the Fulani man that goes around with them. Boko Haram have taken over, and as I told you even yesterday, human beings, they've chased out over 100,000 to Niger.
Insecurity has been a major challenge to the Nigerian government. Activities of the Boko Haram have led to loss of lives and properties in the country, especially in the northern part of Nigeria. Niyi Marayesa reports for Clearview Television.
Bad leadership is at the root of the current security challenges in Nigeria, so says the President General of the Apex Igbo Socio-Cultural Group Ohaneze Ndibo Worldwide, Professor George Obiozo. He has therefore advised the federal government to refrain from using extreme force to address ethnic grievances across the country. Speaking with newsmen in Enugu, Professor Obiozo commended the people of the Southeast region for welcoming the Eastern Zone security outfit Ibubeago and urged them to continue to support the 5 Southeast governors to ensure that the security of the region is not compromised in any way. The President General also thanked the Southeast governors for taking a bold step in banning open grazing in the Southeast.
There is no man's land in Igbo land. Land is a very sensitive issue. Very sensitive issue in Igbo land. Because land, every piece of land has its own owner, including some land are owned by deities. Igbo gods own some land. Be careful where you're walking in. Those encroaching on land in Igbo land, in Alibo, are therefore provoking the people as well as Igbo deities.
While noting that the unity of the country is being threatened with violence, crisis, and conflicts, Professor Obiozo called on the federal government to urgently reconsider use of force in resolving national issues.
No government should get to the point where the citizens will feel uncomfortable or doubtful about its decisions on matters of national interest and its own destiny.
For leaders of the Ohaneze Ndibo, Nigerian leaders must learn from history in their patriotic desire to maintain national security and uphold the territorial integrity of the country, noting that no war against nationalism can be won without seeking possible peaceful options. President Muhammadu Buhari has told Nigerians to expect continuity from his government after he returned from a medical trip to London, the United Kingdom. The Nigerian leader, 78, spoke with the press when he arrived in the country via the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport on Thursday. Buhari's 2-week medical vacation in London had generated controversy in the country. Critics and members of the main opposition, People's Democratic Party (PDP), voiced their concerns over the president's frequent trips to the United Kingdom. His health status became a subject of intense debates in the lead up to the 2019 general election, with claims that he was unfit to govern the West African nation. But his media aides were quick to quash insinuations that their principal was gravely ill, insisting that the recent London visit was not an emergency but a routine medical checkup. Apart from banditry and clashes between herders and farmers, especially in the northern part of Nigeria, the southeast region had in recent times experienced a wave of assaults on security formations as the country continues to grapple with its security challenges. The president appointed a new Inspector General of Police, Usman Al-Kali Baba, a man Buhari says is a round peg in a round hole. And President Muhammadu Buhari has mourned over 20 school children killed in a fire incident in Niamey, Niger Republic. Buhari, in a statement issued this Friday by his spokesman, Garba Shehu, commiserated with the government and people of Niger Republic, describing the tragedy as extremely terrific. No fewer than 20 children died on April 13 after they were trapped in a fire at a school in the country's capital. According to eyewitnesses, the fire started late when the children were in lessons, many in straw hut classrooms. The flames blocked the school gate, so most pupils had to escape over a wall. Officials say most of those who did not manage to escape were attending the school's nursery. And on the foreign scene, the German government has said it will back the establishment of German West African Center for Global Health and Pandemic Prevention in Ghana. Germany's recent move comes less than a week after social media giant Twitter said it will set up its African base in the country. Twitter explained that its decision was based on Ghana being a supporter of free speech, online freedom, and the open internet, of which Twitter is also an advocate. The decision from the company sparked debate online, with users of the microblogging platform saying the development is an indictment on the Nigerian government. They argue that things were working perfectly. The country's population should be enticing enough for the technology firm to locate its base in Nigeria. But the federal government blamed unpatriotic Nigerians for Twitter's choice, insisting that the country was marketed by the same persons. At least 8 people were killed in a shooting in the U.S. city of Indianapolis by a gunman who is believed to have killed himself. The victims were all found at a FedEx facility near the international airport where the shooting took place late Thursday. Police spokeswoman rather, Gani Cook, told a news conference that several others had been taken to the hospital. One man who said he works at the plant said he saw the gunman start shooting and heard more than 10 gunshots. A FedEx spokesperson confirmed to AFP that its facility was the scene of the shooting and said the company was cooperating with authorities. The facility for the delivery company is reported to employ more than 4,000 people.
By the time we go out to break, I'm about to get my cell phone lockers. They're like, you can't even go to the lockers. You got to stay in the break room. We got an active shooter. We don't know what's going on. So at that time, I really just, it just took a while to process. Like, yeah, that's a lot going on. Like, they're still out here. So, yeah, I can't believe it. You know, I'm going to work, get some money. I don't know why would they bring guns to work, or why would there be an argument so bad that we get to shoot.
That'll be all, but before we go, a look at our major stories. Motorists in Nigeria's Federal Capital Territory have expressed mixed feelings over plans by the FCT administration to reintroduce park and pay policy from May 1, 2021, 7 years after an FCT High Court declared the policy illegal for lack of a law backing its operation. Police authorities have deployed 17,500 officers and men to provide security before, during, and after the local government election holding this Saturday in Rivers State. We also told you that at least 8 people had been killed in a shooting in the U.S. city of Indianapolis by a gunman who is believed to have also killed himself to evade arrest. Remember, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel at Clearview TV, like us on Facebook at Clearview Television, follow us on Instagram at Clearview TV_NG. You can follow us on Twitter at Clearview Online. I am Prudence Okona, and thanks for joining us.